Okay, folks, this is kind of a continuation of we'll call this part two of module one for the Office 2019. I am picking back up with our project on page WD1-24. So I kind of neglected to add this to the last part. So take a look at this. This should be pretty straightforward. We just want to change the page margins on page 1-24. So step one on page 24 says on the ribbon, click the Layout tab. So I've got the Layout tab. That's selected now. And find the Page Setup group. So Page Setup group is here. And we want to find the Margins button, which is on the left. And you've got an image of what this looks like. We want to go all the way down to the bottom and go to Custom Margins. And in the Custom Margins, in the very top box, okay, in the Margins section, we want to type 2.5. 2.5. We don't need to add the little inch thing. It'll do that all by itself. And click OK. And so what we've done is we've added a bit more space here because we're going to be using pre-printed stationery, so it's going to have a logo in this upper section once it gets printed. Okay. Second thing we're going to do, bottom of page 1-25, we want to proofread the document one last time, correct errors. Okay. I'll just take a quick look at mine. I think it's okay. And then step two says click the File option to go to the Backstage view. And this time we want to click Print. We're not actually going to print this, but it shows you a preview of how this is going to look. This is a really good move for you instead of just sending it to the printer. Normally, that's how I see people proofreading or kind of proofing things as they print and then proof. This is a really quick way. I can't even read this on my screen. It's so small, but the format of it looks good. I've got a left margin. I've got a big top margin, which is what I want. I've got adequate margin on the right-hand side. If your margins are too tight and you do go to print on maybe a cheap printer, it may not print all the way to the edges. Each printer these days seems to have a different ability to print to the edge. It's called edge bleeding. So just make sure you keep a margin left, right, top, bottom. So page 1-26, that's going to show you what that Backstage view looks like. And to get out of that, you can click the back button, which is located up here, upper left. And if I go there, it just takes me back to the document, which is great. And now what we want to do is we're going to get ready to create the envelope. So if I go to File, and then I go to Close. You're not normally going to use this very often, but if I close this and then choose Save, okay, we'll just save it. It keeps Word open. All right. Then I want to choose File and New. So that's step one on page 27. And once we click New, we want to go to the blank document located right there. That's step two, page 27. And we're going to save this document as so again, I have to go to More Options, Browse. I'm going to go to my Summer 2021 Word 1 module. And this document, they're asking us to call this the NP_WD_1_ envelope. So something like that. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to highlight that. And I'm going to replace the word letter with envelope. And then I'm going to choose Save. So that's going to be steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the top. So if you go to the very bottom of page 27, to create the envelope on the ribbon, click Mailings. There's Mailings. Click on that. And then go to the Create group. So the Create group is located over here. And this time we're going to click on Envelopes. Most of the time you're probably going to be using labels these days, but it's a really good skill to know how to do an envelope. So this is an envelope quick task painting, basically. And in this one, it says in step 3 on page 28, in the delivery address box, to type what they've got listed there in step 3. Belinda Harper, Journal of Urban Environmental Engineering, 600 Kelda Street, and that's in San Antonio, X 78205. And now, in step 4, it says, because David won't be using pre-printed or printed envelopes, you don't need to print a return address. We're going to click Omit. So if we click on Omit, that's right here. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit, but we're not going to need that. And now, the last kind of clever, cool thing here is to add this to the document itself. So once we've done that, we can save the document, and then we can do a file and a close. So you've got those first 2 items completed. So if you wanted to, at this point, you could come to our class, and let's get into our class. And sometimes it's possible this could be the trickier part of the deal. But if I find our first assignment here, which is the Word Module 1, I'm the teacher, so I need to become a student, so you can see how this works. So there's 3 documents, okay? We've only got 2 of them done right now, but I'm going to just submit those. So if I click on Start Assignment, I've only got a way to upload 1 file. But if I add another file, I can choose Upload, choose File. I'll go find my documents here. Word 1, working on the module. There's my letter. I'll open that one. And then I'll upload the other one. Choose, and this one's going to be the envelope. So I've got the letter and the envelope. And I'm going to tell the teacher that I have these 2 completed, and the flyer should be ready by this evening. Thanks. Okay, and then you can just submit that. And so I've got 2 files of the 3 now submitted. So we still need, so now we still need to do the next part of the assignment, and I'll create a separate video for that. So this is the end of pages 1 through 29. This is the end of the 2nd video in this series. There'll be 1 more video which shows you how to complete that flyer. Great, thanks.